welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kasalyn and I'm so glad you stopped by. If you could so kindly hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video, that would be awesome. Today's video is going to be my postpartum must-haves, what you truly need, what you can get by with not needing, all the tea. So if you want to know what you're going to need to be prepared after you have your baby, then just keep watching. So to start off, I'll kind of go with an order from like after you have your baby, what you'll need, and then once you get home type of situation. So after you have your baby, they're going to move you to a mom and baby room. And if you have an epidural, then they're going to, the nurse, or at least in my hospital, the nurse went with me the first 2 times that I used the bathroom. And then after that, I was able to go on my own. She just kind of like walked with me there and then like stood outside the door. Once I was in, she came back in and helped me back to my bed. Now, depending on what your hospital's like, where you deliver at, is going to depend on how much stuff they give you. Also with how much stuff they let you take home. Everything that was left in my room, I was able to take home. If I needed anything extra while I was staying there, I could request it and they would bring to me. I only had a couple things that I didn't use that I was able to bring home, but I did bring them to show y'all, and I'm actually really glad I did, so you can get kind of visuals of what to expect, especially if you're getting ready to have a baby, so you know kind of what they look like and if you want to use theirs or have your own. When you're in the hospital, they're going to give you their mesh underwear, and some people love this, some people hate it. A lot of people get their own. I know I personally just got a sample pack of the like adult diapers. It Depends, I think, is the brand that I got. I never use those. They're still wrapped up. I have them. I should probably trash them because I don't need them. But this is the ones the hospital will give you. They look like this. And I actually really liked these. This is what I just chose to wear the entire time I was in the hospital, was these. They were comfortable in my opinion. At least these are. They did a good job at holding everything in without being too restricting and too tight. So I didn't use anything other than these the entire time I was in the hospital. I liked them and they were good. Now they also will provide pads for you. You don't need to absolutely take anything of your own unless you just want to, in case you may not like what they provide. But as far as like providing, they're going to give you everything you need while you're there. So these are the pads that they give you. These are huge. They're like just like adult diapers, pretty much. And they cover absolutely everything, and I actually really liked these, especially depending on how much you bleed. If you bleed a lot, not so much, it will probably depend on how much you like these, but I thought they were, I mean, to be the size they were actually pretty comfortable. They did a good job at like fitting in these, so these two paired together was really well. I used all of these that the hospital gave me except this one, and I brought it home to show y'all. But they're big enough to hold everything into place, but they're not so big that they're like uncomfortable or kind of like get on your nerves. They stay in place, so I really like these. If your hospital provides these, take what you can home, because the first couple of days you're probably going to need something more heavy duty, and this is what I recommend. As far as using the bathroom, and you know what, I'm going to take these off because I'm afraid there may be a glare. As far as using the bathroom, I've heard horror stories of after you give birth, your first pee, or not even your first pee, like every time you pee for a while is very painful. Like it burns like the dickens. Thank the Lord I did not experience that. And I think I may know why. Like I may have like a little hidden trick for y'all, because if you didn't watch my birth story, I'll link that for y'all to see, where I kind of went into more details. But I did have a 3rd-degree tear, And I was expecting like the first pee. After I found out that I ripped for one, I was like, oh my God. Then when I found out it was a 3rd degree tear, I was like, even worse. The first time I peed, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a nightmare. I've heard people say how bad it is, how awful it is, that it's almost as bad as giving birth. And my birth experience was wonderful. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is gonna ruin it for me right here. Every time I pee, I'm gonna be terrified to pee because it's gonna hurt so bad. I didn't have any of the burning, any stinging, anything like that. And I think it's because every time I peed, from the very first time to like 2 weeks in, because I was just so paranoid, I leaned forward as far as I could, just like leaned all the way down to make sure no pee was going to touch anything, like no stitches or nothing. And it didn't, and I felt nope, it was just like I was peeing and nothing. So definitely try that. Don't even attempt to try to just pee normal, because it's probably gonna hurt so bad. So just lean forward as far as you can, especially if you rip. I cannot even imagine like the stinging and pain. So just trust me, lean forward as far as you can. Every single time you pee, don't forget it, and you should be good. I would imagine, because if I had a 3rd degree tear and I didn't feel any burning or anything like that, I would have think that you would be just fine doing that same method. The hospital will also give you Tux Pads or some form of those, and I used, I think, like 2 little containers the entire time I was at the hospital, which I was there from Sunday to Wednesday. And then I had a container at my house as well, and I believe I used a full container, and then this was a backup that I didn't have to use. And I highly recommend these. I think they're well worth it. They're like $6. You're definitely gonna want something, if not these, something similar. What's wrong? Here you go. Something similar, and I just used mine. They're really thin. If you haven't seen these, they're just real thin, and I would just line like 3 all over this each time I got done using the bathroom, and it just made everything feel a lot better. It was really cooling and was just more manageable and more comfortable. Also, when you use the bathroom, and they'll tell you this, that you can't wipe. I don't know if that goes for if you like you have to get stitches, if that's why, or for just in general. But yeah, you can't wipe, and you're not even, trust me, you're not even gonna want to wipe. They're just gonna tell you to blot. So I would just blot, and then I would use these and kind of like blot again, and then put them, like line them with my pad. And it seemed to help. I used these every single time I went to the bathroom for probably the first 2 weeks. And then moving on to another very popular item is Dermaplast. You're gonna want these. My hospital did provide this, and it's a lifesaver. And I guess it depends on your hospital if they provide this or not. You may want to at least check on this. They probably do though. This was amazing. I used this every single time I went to the bathroom as well. I know a lot of people like to use this like before they even pee, just to make things a little bit more comfortable. I personally just like every time I got done using the bathroom, I would just like do my Tux Pads, spray this, and be good to go. Be kind of prepared that when you like use the bathroom for like the first little bit, it's gonna be like a process of changing out, replacing, spraying. Like you're gonna be there a few minutes just to pee. So and just take it easy, especially if you have a tear. It's gonna be uncomfortable for a bit, and you'll get in a routine of kind of what works for you and what products works. But these two are 2 really, really good products to have on hand, especially once you get home. Like I said, I used these massive ones while I was in the hospital. Once I got home, I think I may have had like one of these I think I may have brought like 2 of these home. This one I didn't use, the other one I used the first night. But after that, I just switched to these like irregular pads that I would use because I wasn't bleeding enough at that point to need these. Also have these always overnight pads. I think I used these maybe the first couple of nights, but these, I'll open these and show y'all. These are like really big, and I actually didn't really care for these because they're just so big, like very, very long. I believe they're longer. Yeah, they're even longer than what the hospital gives you. And this was just like, this was too much for me. They really honestly got on my nerves. And that's why I didn't use them. Also, I wasn't bleeding that much, so I didn't need them. Now, another good thing to have when you use the bathroom is this Peri bottle. Now, I will say the hospital will give you one while you're there. And while I was at the hospital, I did use the one they gave me. I brought this one just in case, but I was just so like, just so tired that I just used, you know, all the stuff they gave me. I didn't even want to dig in my bag to try to find my stuff. But once I got home, I opted for this one. This one's better, way better than the one the hospital gives you. I wish I would have saved it, but I actually threw it in the trash can. It's just like your typical, it just looks like a regular squirt bottle. It does the job and it does work, but preference wise, this one is a lot better. You can get it on Amazon. I'll link it for y'all. It's just having this angled tip on it makes the world of a difference. It just kind of reaches everything a little bit better. It's got a better spray on it. It kind of sprays more like out rather than just down. It's hard to explain, but this one is really good. Also, while I was in the hospital, they will give you pain medicine. I guess depending on your doctor will vary with what they prescribe you. They gave me, I think it was like 800 milligrams of Motrin every 8 hours. Yeah, so around the 7-hour mark, I would have to call her and be like, hey, can I go ahead and, you know, have my medicine soon? And they would bring it, and I needed it because getting up and down was just so uncomfortable. And once I had my medicine and it kicked in, I was pretty much good for the most part. But like I said, once that started wearing off, just like sitting and laying in the bed and just having like pressure made it very uncomfortable. And I would try to like kind of sleep on my side so I didn't have so much pressure. So maybe try doing that. Just kind of something to make it feel somewhat better. And like I said, like if you need the pain medicine, take it. Don't try to not take it because it'll just do more harm for you. And you know, my nurses told me, you know, if you need something stronger, we can give it to you. You know, like you can ask for it. Like once you start feeling the pain come on, you know, just ask for it and we'll give it to you because we don't want you to be uncomfortable. And you're already kind of, you know, like a little uncomfortable even on pain medicine. So imagine not having it. It really does. It makes for a harder time and a harder recovery. My hospital also gave me Colace, which is just like a stool softener to like whenever you use the bathroom, just to make it a little bit easier. That is one thing I was freaked out about because I'd heard like it's gonna be uncomfortable the first time you go. Hospital, once I got home, I took it. I continued to take it until I feel like I didn't need it anymore, just to be extra safe. I wanted it to be as smooth as possible. And if you're taking the Colace or some form of stool softener, you'll be fine. It's no big deal. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. So, but definitely take it. Don't like stop taking it once you leave the hospital, because then I don't know. It may be a different situation for you. Also, while I was at the hospital, they will offer you a Sitz Bath. If you want to take it, you can. I chose to do one, and I brought it home to show y'all. It looks like this. And take yours home, especially if you like it. You just sit it in the toilet. You fill this little bag up with water, and then you just kind of hang out. And it's like meant to kind of help the healing process and just make you feel a little bit more comfortable. I think I used it twice at the hospital and maybe twice once I got home. For some reason, after I got home, I didn't love it as much. I don't know if it was just because like the size of our like toilet is different than the hospital. it didn't seem to want to fit as good, and it did kind of feel like though they were kind of like pulling at my stitches, I guess, just kind of like the angle I was sitting. My nurse did tell me that some people feel like that when they use a Sitz Bath, that it's not actually ripping your stitches, but it just kind of feels like that. So you know, if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it's there if you want to, and you can request one if your nurses for some reason don't offer it for you. Once I was trying to make sure that was kind of everything. Oh, also, while you're in the hospital, pretty much kind of like immediately after you have your baby, and then like every couple of hours once you're in, mom and baby, they're gonna come and like press on your stomach and just make sure everything feels right and is tightening back like it's supposed to. The first time they did it, it was pretty painful, and she told me, she was like, this is gonna be uncomfortable. But then every other time after that, it wasn't really bad. It was just kind of a lot of pressure for a couple of seconds, and then you're good to go. So kind of prep yourself for that. Depending on your pain level and tolerance, it may hurt you a lot more, or it may not be bad like it was in my case, but they are going to come press pretty firmly on you every couple of hours while you're at the hospital. They're also going to check your bleeding every couple of hours when they come in to make sure you are not bleeding too much, everything looks good. So if you are modest like I am, that's going to go out the window fast, so because they're going to be checking everything. Also, even though after you have your baby, you could pass like blood clots and stuff like that. Don't be alarmed if you do. I was alarmed. I was like, what the freaking heck is this? Like, is it a dead animal? What the heck? It's super gross. But they're like, it's totally normal. That they just kind of get like stuck on the side of your uterus or whatever, apparently. I don't know. And then they'll come out. But you may not, you may. It just kind of depends. Once I got home, some of the things that I like to have. Now I still used my Tux Pads and my Dermaplast for like the first couple of weeks. I used them religiously. But I didn't use the mesh underwear once I got home. I just used these basic black underwear. They're from Amazon. They're super, super comfortable. They hold everything in really well, keep it in place, but it's not too tight. I'm going to link these for y'all because I highly recommend them. They're really good, just like your basic black underwear that you don't, if you're going to get ruined, you know, you don't have to worry about it. I didn't ruin any kind of underwear or anything like that. I wasn't bleeding like a waterfall or anything like that. I was bleeding a good bit while I was in the hospital stay, I will say that, but by the time I got home, like on the 4th day, I was good to go. So no issues with that. Also, if you plan on breastfeeding or pumping, I'm exclusively pumping, you're gonna want a nursing bra to have in your little postpartum kit. This is the one, or one of the ones that I have. They're from Amazon. I'll link these for y'all. They're actually really good. They're comfortable. They just clip down and you're good to go. And I should have grabbed, if you plan on pumping, I have a hands-free nursing bra. You're gonna want that. It is absolutely wonderful. It's a lifesaver. Mine's from Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's just solid black though. Just being able to like have your hands, you can hold your baby or just kind of like move around is so necessary when you're pumping. Just like holding your pumps there for however long you pump, like 15, 20, 30 minutes is just like, oh my gosh, especially in the middle of the night if you're like, I'm tired. Get yourself a hands-free nursing bra. I don't use that one anymore because I do have the LV pump now, so I don't need the convenience of that. But while I used my Motif Luna pump, the hands-free nursing bra was a must-have. And I will mention, I didn't opt to buy any nursing tank tops. A lot of people like those, but the bra worked just fine for me because I like oversized t-shirts. I wore that and it was just, everything was flowy and easy to access. Also, you're gonna want nursing pads, and I haven't even opened these. I had like a bunch of different brands. They're all the same. I didn't have to use nursing pads in the hospital because my milk hadn't came in yet, but I believe it was not one yeah, the very first night we were home, my milk came in. So I've been using them ever since, and I still have to use them. Some people don't really leak, some people do leak. I mainly just leak at nighttime, especially like the first week. I leaked a lot at night. Like I leaked so much. I took these pads right here, these Maxi overnight pads that I didn't like to wear. I cut them in half and used them because I was leaking so much. But now I just use like the regular basic nursing pads. These are the Parents' Choice ones. I think I got these as a gift. Right now I have like a huge box of the Medela ones that I'm using. They're all basic. They're all the same. But you're definitely gonna want these. Otherwise, you're gonna ruin you're not gonna ruin your shirts, but you're gonna be changing shirts and bras very frequently. So getting up and down and sitting was so uncomfortable and so painful. I actually bought a little cushion. It was the Freedom Mom, like a little butt cushion that's a like ring cushion that just makes it more comfortable. And it's in my room, and I never used it because I ordered it, and when I ordered it, it was kind of when Amazon Prime was not really like Amazon Prime because of everything going on. So it took so long to get here. By the time it arrived, I didn't need it anymore. If I would have had that though, let me just grab it to show y'all. Then before, I would have used this a whole lot. It just looks like this, and it's got on the inside, I don't know how to access this over here. You can like cool this, I believe, and it just makes things a little bit more comfortable as well. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, this is the Freedom Mom one. You can open it up, looks like this, and it's nice and squishy, and then you just kind of cover it so it just looks like a little cushion that you're sitting on. Like I said, I never used this because by the time it got to me, like my healing process, I wasn't in nowhere near as much pain to where I needed it. But if I would have had it from the beginning, I would for sure use that. And just kind of lastly, just it's gonna take a while to heal. Having to get stitches like I did, just take it really slow. I couldn't lift anything over like 10 pounds, I believe. I couldn't drive for 2 weeks. No stairs, like no baths. It's just, and you're really not going to want to do that. You're not going to want to be up moving around a lot because you're just going to be in pain. Some people heal faster than others. Just take your time. Don't overdo it by any means, and just kind of enjoy the time with your baby, because I cannot believe Nash is almost 2 months old. Like, I feel like I just had him. I was in Anderson. I had my baby in Anderson. So I was in Anderson not too long ago, like kind of near the hospital, and I was just like, this just makes me sad. Like, I remember like the night we were being induced, and I was just like, we were so excited, and it was such a wonderful experience. And my nurses and my doctor was all just, it just makes it like so bittersweet. Like, you wait 9 months and you're so excited for them to get here, and then they're here, and then you just like miss your whole pregnancy. Or at least I do. All of it, the whole experience of everything is so bittersweet. But yeah, just relax, take it easy, lay on the couch, catch up on all your Netflix shows and everything you like, and just snuggle the heck out of your baby, because your maternity leave, if you get to take maternity leave, it's gonna go by so fast, and you're just gonna enjoy all your snuggles that you can with your little one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you guys, especially if you're getting ready to welcome a little one into the world. Just kind of all the stuff that you're gonna need to know, what to expect. And I hope y'all have a really, really good labor and delivery. Let me know how your postpartum recovery went as well, if it was similar to mine. If you use the same stuff, I would love to know. But I'm gonna hop off here, and I will see you guys later.